Hello, I'm Craig, and I'm American studying Russian. And today I want to share with you some exercises I'm doing using one text from one video on YouTube. So I'm going to there's a few exercises that I'm doing on this, and uh, this is on the live Russian channel. So and I I'm new at YouTube, so I got her permission to make sure I could mention her channel. But basically, I'm using all of this as printed text and a few copies of that same text from her video Slow Russian about Russian Smile. Now, also, there are a few exercises that I'm doing with this that I hope will help those of you who have limited time to study Russian. So, and one of these exercises is an intense listening practice, um, which I learned. Actually, it was inspired by somebody else's uh, intense listening practice on the Russian with Max channel. He has a production. That's the wrong word. I'm sorry, pronunciation and dictation series where he plays audio but does not show you the text. And you have to listen to it. I replay it over and over, write it down to try to get the words. And I noticed how helpful that was as I listened to these words. I may not know what they mean, but I kept listening to them over and over. And when I heard Russian somewhere else, when I heard it spoken, I had an easier time understanding uh, where words stopped and began and ended, and it was really helpful. So I've it just inspired me. I came up with an idea that's kind of an intense listening exercise where you have to listen very carefully. It's something new, and I also hope to encourage you to not only use the tools that are available out there, but try to come up with your own ideas. And if you have come up with your own ideas, own study methods, um, uh, let me know. Mention them in the comments so we can see how you're learning Russian and how it differs. So there are other things that I'm doing with this text, but because my phone will not record for very long, I'm going to talk kind of fast. But go check out those channels, Live Russian and Russian with Max. And I'll try to see if I can put a link or something in the description to their channels. Um, okay, so the text on Live Russian's video called Slow Russian, Russian Smile is word for word. She speaks slowly and clearly. And what I did is I printed this text, which does not have stress marks, and 5 times. I made 5 copies and I numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on all the different copies here. And to get the stress marks on there, I copied and pasted the text in russiangram.com. Click a button that says annotate. It'll put all the stress marks on there for you. And then you can highlight that text, copy and paste that somewhere where you can print it. And that's basically an answer key. So for the listening exercise, what I do is I go and watch her video, but I have a printout of this ready. I have a pen or something to write with in hand, and all we have to do is make this mark, because what I'm going to do, or what I hope you're going to do or try, is as it's spoken while you're listening to it, try to write in the stress marks where you think they belong over the vowel where you think it belongs. So, for example, Привет, ребята, и добро пожаловать в очередное видео полностью на русском языке. Now, obviously, I did it a lot slower than she did it because I'm explaining it. But if I do this with no cheating and I go through the whole 3-minute and 13-second video and I do that, I will do that, and then I will go to the next page and do it again and do it again and do it again so that I can compare them to each other. See if I put the stress marks in the same place on each copy, or if I heard it differently on one copy than on the other one. And then with the answer key, where I printed it with stress marks, I basically use this to, so here, you're going to see where some of the stress marks go. But I basically printed this with the stress marks, and what I'm doing is I'm memorizing it. Now, I don't have all of this memorized yet. I have maybe the first, almost half of it memorized. But by memorizing it, if I don't have my Russian notebook with me at work or wherever I am, I can sit at a desk, and while I'm walking to the coffee maker to get a cup of coffee, I can be practicing my pronunciation and thinking about the words in order, and I can just in that time I can say "Привет, ребята, и добро пожаловать в очередное видео полностью на русском языке. Сегодня мы поговорим о русской улыбке. Поехали!" Говорят, что русские не улыбаются. Вы тоже так думаете? So, all of those sentences are in my head. I don't have to go get a piece of paper. I don't have to get anything. And because of this, if I don't understand, I don't have to understand all of the words or all of the grammar. But if I recite this every day and keep working on memorizing more, later, when I learn grammar, I'll have something in my head already to compare it to. And I might be able to understand why is the word Ruski over here it says Ruskum, but over here in this other place it's spelled and pronounced Ruskai. And so later on when you learn why those grammar conditions and those case endings exist in there, you could read it, you can learn about it, you will already have it in your mind, some Russian in context that you already know how to pronounce, how to read, and you can really get a deeper understanding of that. So practicing the pronunciation and memorizing it is a great way to carry around with you a grammar lesson in your head. So I hope my phone doesn't cut out soon. It usually doesn't last very long. But as far as pronunciation, okay, I don't know how good I sounded when I was doing that. I've been practicing. But what I did is, okay, so just the first sentence in this text was Привет, ребята. And in doing the stress mark exercise helped me because Привет is a short word. It's said very quickly, very often. And if you had asked me a week ago where to put the stress mark, I've actually been, it probably isn't noticed, but when I say Привет, I've actually been putting I've been stressing the first syllable, Привет. And I was actually surprised when I saw that the stress marks in Russian grammar, it's actually stressed Привет. So now I practice saying this correctly by first saying it slowly over and over. Each and every word on here I have said slowly again and again. Привет, 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 ребята, 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 because it's not a race. And if you practice each and every word slowly and repetitively, it will be easier to say later, and you'll just be able to say it faster. So you can work on that. Also well, I really hope the video, I hope my phone doesn't stop recording like last time. Okay, so this word Achirenoia has 5 syllables in it, and it is not stressed until we get to the 5th syllable, which is something that just doesn't happen in English. If we take a 5-syllable word, well, first of all, English words are short, so it took me a while to think of a 5-syllable word, but we tend to put stress marks towards the center of the word because we never go 4 syllables in a row without stressing one of those syllables in some way. So it feels very unnatural. I kept wanting to say acherednoye, but it's almost like I have to practice it sounding like a robot. Acherednoye, but acherednoye. But the word complementary in English is 5 syllables, but the stress is right in the middle of the word, complementary. And complicated is a 4-syllable word, which really has 2 stress marks. If you only stress complicated, you will